Hello there, this is Mountain Gran. It is September 18th, 2022. It's been a while since I've done any kind of garden updates, and there is a reason for this. If you look at all this mess, this started back, last pictures that I sent across YouTube, that was back May 23rd of 2022. And I just transplanted all my tomato plants and pepper plants and everything to the garden. And things were going well. But I had just cleaned out all of my bins in my garage garden. Anyway, my back started bothering me while I was gardening. And at first I thought, well, maybe it's another kidney stone. Maybe I've pulled the muscles in my back. So I went to the chiropractor and discovered in a hurry it was more than just pulled muscles. From there I went to an orthopedic surgery and discovered that I had a compressed fracture in my spine. A long story short, I ended up having some balloon surgery on that fracture. Another one came about. I am scheduled for a special clinic here in our area where I'll be exploring treatment for osteopenia, and I will keep you updated on that. But anyway, long story short, my garden has gone to pot. We did get some asparagus this spring. I did have some tomatoes. I'd picked like 2 huge bunches of tomatoes, and I took those, had so many I couldn't eat them, took those to my office and shared them with members in our office, and then everything went south from there. So the first garden that I showed you was my garden I refer to as my back garden. This is my greenhouse garden. If you look very closely here, you'll see I have some onions that need to be harvested. Hubby didn't know that I had onions planted there, and it looks like he's brought the lawnmower in here, so we'll have to dig those up. But some of the onions did grow. The strange thing was, once my back was hurt, the tomatoes quit producing. These are my dead tomato vines that need to be removed. We did get just a few blueberries this year, but the birds enjoyed them because I couldn't come out here and pick them. And my husband's been having to take care of everything, chickens and everything else, because I have been unable to. In amongst all the weeds, you'll see I've got some pineapple sage growing, some regular sage growing, and of course the mint have taken advantage of the fact that nobody's out here to chase it away, so it's just kind of going anywhere it wants to right now. We're just going to do a quick peek into the greenhouse, and you're going to see Malabar spinach loves to be neglected. This spinach was planted last year, died off for the winter, and this all came up from seed as volunteers, and I do need to get out here and pick some spinach and cook it. My orchids went pretty much neglected, but I just walked out here and noticed this one is blooming and that one is blooming. They actually got sunburned when I first brought them out here. You can see all the new growth on this one where it's sunburned and died off, and it's coming back. This is my lime tree that didn't get watered because I could not get out here and water it. But it is, in fact, the key lime tree is getting its leaves back on it. I have here 2 Meyer lemon trees. I have a pineapple down here that my granddaughter planted from a pineapple pot. This over here, and I hope you will excuse this mess, but I am literally walking maximum of 10 minutes a day and wearing a back brace. This is Cuban oregano. And back here, I have 2 more Meyer lemon trees. This Greenhouse needs lots of love and attention, for sure. This is my garden that I refer to as the front garden. I have a lot of tomato plants that didn't make it. I have my gooseberry plants. Over here are my comfrey plants. This has been a blessing this year. This is our fig tree. This is the first year we've ever had figs off of it. And we had like a bunch of figs and then it quit producing. And now we've got more getting ready to be picked again. In case you're wondering, yes, we did have an invasion of Japanese beetles amongst everything else. But this Japanese beetle trap is sitting here to scare away crows. The crows decided that figs are quite yummy things. My horseradish has gotten huge. Needs to be harvested, but I'm just letting it grow for now. In this raised bed, I had squash, got quite a few squash, and then the vine borers took over. And the rest was history with that crop of squash. This tomato, in the meantime, came up in the middle of things. Looking at the tomatoes, I believe it's a black crim. It's just a volunteer from last year, so who knows what it will be. We'll have to wait for those to ripen. Over here, I have more squash plants. This is my second planting of squash. These squash I planted on about the last day that I could move to do anything. I planted the seeds and never thought planting squash seeds could be so painful. But once they got bigger, I stuck them out in the dirt. And as you can see, they're growing in amongst the weeds just like everything else around here. Over here, you have to look very closely to see any of the blueberry bushes. I do have green peppers, which as a matter of fact, it looks like I have some that need to be picked here. You have to look closely for everything because weeds disguise stuff well. I guess the weeds are a good indication of how well I've improved the soil around here. But all I can do at this point is look forward to being able to pull weeds. At this point, I can't. So here I am just sitting in the chair, enjoying a beautiful, almost fall day. As you can see, some leaves are starting to fall. It won't be long until they'll be turning color. Everything this summer has just had to go without the usual TLC, but I have to take the time to let my back heal and to strengthen myself. Yes, it's been disappointing at times, very frustrating because summer is my time of year when I just totally love being in the garden and planting, growing, and eating what I plant and grow. But that's not happened this year. But here I am, and you can hear a little sound. That's my kitty Garfield, who is getting so close I can't take his picture. Yes, that's Garfield. So anyway, I just want to let you know I'm not giving up on gardening. It's just I've had to hit that great big pause button. And I will be going back to growing things in the garage garden. As of today, I'm almost strong enough to lift the individual pans to be able to replant my seeds. I've had to just let what was in there. Of course, I had cleaned everything out because of the aphids. Then I did replant some things, but I was unable to care for them. So anyway, I will update you as soon as something's growing here. There will be kale growing this winter. There probably won't be garlic because I'll be unable to plant it. I may get a friend to plant it for me. I don't know about that. Anyway, I hope y'all do like me, hang in there with the gardening, even though sometimes it just doesn't go as planned. Y'all take care, and thank you so much for watching.